Welcome back, my friends. Skirt.
Hello there everyone, just some ordinary dude here. Welcome to another edition of Discussions with the Dude. I am joined today by, firstly, we've got Zane. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm alright, thank you. We've also got Gilbert Gann. How are you at the moment?
Oh, greatest time of my life, sarcastically.
And we've also got Alejindio today. How are you?
I'm pretty fine, thank you very much. It's overwhelming with work, but I'm fine.
Yeah, I get that. But yeah, today we are going to discuss Halloween-themed episodes from the Loud House franchise. So there are a few episodes of note here. Most notably, you've got Tricked from way back in season 2, which is probably the most famous example.
One. Yeah, Trick.
Yeah.
Got the Casa Grande's episode, Curse the
New
Candy
Haunts.
Goblin, and we've also got things like Close Encounters of the Nerd Kind. So I suppose we'll start with the most famous episode, season 2, Tricked, which for a time was probably one of my favorite episodes of the show. What do you guys think of it?
One question. I'm sorry. I just have one question to start. Are we going to discuss about how the Halloween specials and any other holiday specials finally explain the Loud House, all the family are vampires? I mean, 5 specials and no one has aged a bit?
I don't know. That's just cartoon logic, isn't it? Like Simpsons has had how many Treehouse of Horror specials by now, and they're all still the same age. That's just how cartoons work. That's just how cartoons work. They don't age because it's a slice of life episodic cartoon. It's as simple as that.
Okay. Yeah. I was going to say they are all vampires, but okay.
Well, yeah. I mean, if that's your headcanon, then fair enough. Yeah.
No, all secretly vampires at the end of the day. Just not aging a single bit. Just doing something in the back.
Well, there was an episode where Lucy turned into a vampire.
Of immortality.
Yeah. There was the episode, The Butterfly Effect, where Lucy turned into a vampire/bat, wasn't there?
Yeah.
In the end, it's all Lucy's dreams.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it wasn't real though.
To be with Edmund for all eternity, mate.
Yeah, but no. So I suppose what we'll start with Tricked. What's everyone's sort of general opinions on this episode?
It's a pretty good episode. That's all I have to say. It's at the top episodes in season 3, or season 2. I forgot. I think season 3. Yeah. Season 2. Damn.
Yeah, it was season 2. Yeah, it was the middle of season 2. We got the Tricked episode. It was also the last major appearance of Hank and Hawk as antagonists. They first appeared in obviously The Loudest Yard, and they sort of came back to be sort of bully antagonists in this episode. Obviously antagonizing Clink and McCloud. Eventually, that leads to the mother of all climaxes, where they end up in the haunted corn maze, and the Loud family giving them the biggest scaring of their lives.
And don't forget the moment that they return to literal human pretzels.
Oh yeah, there was that.
In the end, it was kind of funny because in the end, it was possible to make them human pretzels.
Yeah,
I always thought it was Lori, just
Lori
teasing
Lou
them or a
beaten by
false.
those two dudes.
What?
Lori Lou was lost to those two dudes.
Who
gets to turn those two into human pretzels?
Oh yeah, we would have loved to have seen
that. I always thought it was just a false threat, but no, they can really be bended to a human pretzel.
Well, that again, cartoon logic.
Yeah.
Hey, that's cartoon biology for you.
Yeah. Cartoon bodies can shape and they can reshape and morph in so many different ways. I mean, look at the classic Tom and Jerry and Looney Tunes cartoons and how much cartoon bodies, just made out of, they turned into all kinds of shapes.
All kinds of stuff.
If you want to go that way, I mean, just watch Home Alone. Those two bandits should be dead.
Oh yeah, there's entire videos explaining how many times in real life Harry and Mark from Home Alone should have died.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But which I'm surprised they've never done a Home Alone with Luann actually in the Loud House, or even with Ronnie Ann, because obviously that would make perfect sense.
Yeah, it would have been
Yeah.
fun if there was a FOMO thing.
But I guess we don't get to have nice things. They only come up with stale ideas. But hey,
Yeah, as in lazy writing.
Everything's stale these days.
yeah, it's a
Everything.
shame
They should
because
really tackle on those serious topics, right? Like fun on my own.
well, it doesn't necessarily just have to be serious. It just has to be like interesting stuff that people want to see. Like I don't want to see stuff like like all those awful no such luck response fics out there. I don't want stories like that being done. They're awful. But at the same time, interesting stuff that we'd like to see, absolutely, sure, great. And I've spoke about that many times. But yeah, I'll try not to go on too many tangents today because obviously, again, we want to sort of keep this one relatively brief. My overall opinion on Tricked, a really fantastic episode. Had some really great atmosphere, some actually pretty good like animation and lighting and stuff like that. The story was a little bit generic. I mean, Clink and McLeod is never like the most interesting duo on their own, but there are some like good entertaining moments in this story, and of course the climax alone and the whole musical number played by Nika Futterman as Luna, absolutely brilliant. Really makes this episode a standout in season 2 for me. Yeah, probably the best Halloween special they've done so far.
Yeah, that song really stood out on everything on season 2.
And to be honest, it's kind of sorry. And to be honest, it's kind of funny to see how the guard, in the mansion area, he's pretty stupid. He cannot tell between the boys.
Well, to be fair, they do look physically identical almost.
Not identical. I mean, come on, not identical.
Well, no, but close enough. And let's face it. I mean, it's not as stupid as literally nobody seeing through Rita Lau's disguise in what was it? The episode where she's trying to bond with Luna, Lenny, and Luan. What's the episode name again? Undercover Mom. That was it.
Oh yeah. There's something that always had been bothering me. Hey, how the two bullies' names? What are their names?
Hank and
Hawk.
Yeah, they are supposed to be Lincoln or Lynn's age.
Probably Lynn's age. I don't know. I mean, they look physically bigger and older
from Hazel
and Clyde. I mean, we don't ever see them in school. We only really see them in like those 2 episodes plus a couple of cameos. We only see them.
Those are from rival
football teams, and we see them.
Hazel Tucky.
Yeah, we see them as just general neighborhood bullies. They don't really specify their age. Like if we saw them in Lincoln's class, for example, we'd know they're his age. But I think it's implied they're probably more like Lynn's age.
Yeah, I think I always thought that that's why they were removed from the show, because they made no sense, because I understand. I mean, they are kids. They are bullies, but come on, they were able to, steal all the candies from all the neighborhood. I mean, the kids were not accompanied by adults, by big brothers, big sisters,
Yeah.
Should I mention a little bit mean-spirited?
Yeah. I don't know. In the Loud House universe, parents seem to have a very free-range approach to, bringing up their kids. Like they just sort of let their kids go out and wander off and do their own thing, and they don't really accompany them that much, do they? Like in real life, when you've got little kids, you would typically, like on a Halloween night, for example, you'd accompany them. You'd go out with them as they go to all these houses. But in the Loud House, that just doesn't happen. Everyone just, even like the really young kids, like Easter and Lana and Lola, like they just go off on their own. It's like, what parent would actually just let a 6-year-old girl go off on her own in the streets? Like, you know what I mean?
None.
Yeah.
In real life, that's just cartoon logic. That's just how it works. And it's not just Rita and Lynn Senior. In the show, pretty much every parent, like it's the same in the Casagrandes. Carl is seen walking around on his own all the time. The Chang sisters, same thing. They just go off on their own. And in the city, it's worse. Like in the Casagrandes, you're letting Carl and Adelaide, who are okay, Adelaide especially can handle herself, but still, it's like you're letting these little 6-year-olds go off in the big city on their own where anything can happen to them.
Yeah, and I mean, and not even when they are not there, even when they're there. I know this is not the team, but just to make a point, remember when Lincoln was writing his bucket list and there was raining outside, and what Rita does, just put a blanket on him, don't tell him, Lincoln, come in, it's freezing,
Yeah.
He just came out, put a blanket on him, and that's it. He will not get a cold. No, I'm sure he will not get a cold.
Definitely not. Nah.
No, well, yeah, that's just the thing.
Mhm.
The loud parents, especially, are very free range, and they just sort of seem to say, let them do their own thing and learn from their own mistakes. Like, remember that episode where they're all fighting over money? And Lynn Sr. keeps insisting, no, we're not going to intervene. We're going to let them work this out for themselves and stop fighting over the money. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Varying results.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, back to the Halloween. Okay.
But yeah, so anyone else want to say anything quickly about the episode Tricked, or should we move on?
I think it's the best Halloween special so far, to be honest.
Oh yeah, by a long shot, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a number one on my Loud House Halloween themed episodes.
Yeah, it's definitely top one for a lot of people. Some people do not like it, but they might put it in like a different part of the list somewhere. Maybe like bottom, like not bottom, like at least like number 2 on their list and like favorite Halloween specials. Who knows? People have different tastes in episodes. So
yeah. Now speaking of different tastes, I suppose we'll go in chronological order because Curse of the Candy Goblin came out before Close Encounters of the Nerd Kind, didn't it?
Yeah. Isn't it called really?
Yeah, so technically that's a Casagrandes episode, but does anyone? I've never actually watched Curse of the Candy Goblin, by the way. So, does anyone want to share their opinion on it if they've seen it?
Not me. I've already forgot that.
Sorry, I never watched it. Sorry, I never watched the Casagrandes, to be honest.
Unfortunately, I always find that episode easily forgettable.
Yeah. I mean, do you remember anything in particular about it, or just not really?
Nope.
Nope, not really. I didn't. I forgot that was a Halloween special in the first place.
Well, the zombies episode was fine, I guess.
Yeah.
All I can think of that episode.
I guess what we'll do then is we'll move straight on to Close Encounters of the Nerd Kind. Anyone got anything they want to say about this one?
Spoiler alert, I haven't seen that episode myself.
It's almost been like almost a year. Dang, it's almost a year. You haven't watched that yet?
Has anyone actually seen it?
Yeah, I've seen both of them. It was pretty exciting to me, but it isn't the best. But
yeah,
so far I've only seen Trick, but all I can remember of Close Encounters of the Nerd Kind were snapshots.
Yeah, snapshots.
Okay, well, again, I've already seen it once myself. I guess I'll sort of give my basic thoughts on it. For what it is, it has its moments. It's not a bad special. Saying that, do I think it's great? No, it's not. It doesn't hold a candle to Tricked. It's a typical Lincoln and Friends story. And to be fair, it does have its moments. Like I think there's a scene in it where like Lincoln actually successfully fights off the aliens, which is pretty cool. You know, the gang do have their moments, but you know, it's like a lot of people say, we do seem to get a lot of Lincoln and Friends episodes these days, and they're fine. They're better than just Lincoln and Clyde, but I would rather see more of the Loud siblings, to be honest. I would have enjoyed them to have a bit more involvement in the plot. Again, they don't really get to do anything when the aliens invade. They're just sort of captured and then they're just there when they get freed. It's like, really? I wish they could have done more with them. I get it was a Lincoln and Friends centric story, but come on, you could have done more with them. The presence of aliens itself, at this point, why complain about it? The show has obviously leaned more into surreal concepts over the years. Do I think it was done particularly brilliantly or in an interesting way? Not really. It was a little bit. There was a bit of jank in this story. The aliens weren't particularly interesting characters, and the whole thing, like, I think there's like a bit of a moral issue with it. Like they kidnap all these humans against their will, but in the end, they're not really in the wrong or whatever. It's like, okay, really?
It's confusing.
I really think the first movie gave Nickelodeon a free ticket to do whatever they want, you know?
Well, even in the earliest seasons...
After a dragon... I'm sorry. I mean, after a dragon, ghosts... I mean, what else was to show? You know, aliens, etc.
Well, to be fair, in the very first season, we got Lisa controlling the weather, creating giant, tanks and military weapons, a trash monster. We got some early glimpses of Lynn's super strength. We had the butterfly effect, which, was a dream episode, but still, we saw a lot of surreal stuff in that. We saw Lincoln traveling into other dimensions. We saw glimpses of time travel, like in the episode The Mad Scientist, for example. It's not like in the so-called golden era of the show that there was no like surreality going on there. There was plenty of it. You just sort of didn't notice it. It wasn't as like big and as as obvious as it is nowadays, but it was there.
But I really think, I mean, about talking about with Lisa experiments and all, at Tang and everything, inside the cartoon, inside the cartoon that was still acceptable. An example, you remember Dexter Laboratory?
Yeah.
They never explained where Dexter got all the materials to build the lab, but you didn't care because he was a boy genius. Inside the cartoon, it makes sense,
Yeah.
I think the same with Lisa. I mean, yes, she has a lot of stuff she shouldn't have, but it makes sense inside the logic. But now, aliens, ghosts, zombie parrot zombies. Oh, come on, dude.
Yeah, they have so many supernatural like beings in here. I'm more confused than ever. And turtles here all of a sudden too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Turtle.
Or Hero Flash.
Hello.
Yeah. So yeah, we were just talking about Halloween episodes, and then we sort of went on a tangent about how the show has increased its surreality over the seasons, which I think I've done a podcast about before. Were any of you involved in that one? I can't remember. I'm sure I've done one about that by now. But anyway, yeah. We were just talking about Close Encounters of the Nerd Kind. Have you seen that episode? Well, that special?
I did not.
Have you seen the episode Tricked?
Yes.
And what did you think of it?
If I'm gonna be honest about it,
Okay, interesting.
I'm more like into like the Loud House being like slice of life, and the fact that they added like
Well, Tricked didn't really do anything that wasn't slice of life. Just them going out on Halloween. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you can see there. I mean, if you want, a little slice of life, you can see there that Clyde and Lincoln are, a duo, a really good team,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Tricked is mostly still a slice of life episode. I mean, okay, the musical's a little bit more bombastic than that, like at the end, but otherwise, it's just an episode about the Loud kids going out on trick or treat. It's not really like aliens show up in that episode, which we'll get back to in a minute. But I'd say Tricked is still a fairly slice of life style episode. To be fair,
you know what, that's fair.
Yeah.
And I mean, and they also could take the way of, haha, we have candies and you don't, because they kept their candy. Remember?
Yeah.
That would have been fun, to be honest.
But since you bring that up, we were just talking about Close Encounters of the Nerd Kind as you showed up. So I'm guessing, have you seen that episode? And if so, you've probably got not a particularly favourable opinion of it.
I did not actually.
Okay.
I'll be honest. I'm starting to lose interest in the Loud House. It's just
that seems to be a thing of everybody these days.
Off-putting.
Yeah. It seems nobody's actually a fan of the Loud House anymore. Its own fandom hates it.
Yeah, bro.
To be honest, the camp episodes, I were enjoying them, really. I mean, when I watched them, I said, wow, yeah, this looks like the Loud House. And you know what episode really took me back? You know what, right?
Yeah, the one that I got you to do some fan art of. Yeah.
Yeah, that episode, really. They were doing great. I mean, they were great, but now, like I told you, that episode could have worked as a 2-episode special, and as the maybe in the finale, in the arc final, because you can see all the sisters and maybe the friends Lincoln and the sister Maid helping against the pirates.
Yeah, that's the thing. That could have fucking been a brilliant climax instead of just Lincoln and Clyde. It's like, oh, Lynn Jr. and Lola are too afraid to take these pirates on, but Lincoln and Clyde are strong enough to beat them? What?
Yeah.
Now they can spark with a sword pair to pair with pirates. Really?
Apparently, yeah, power scaling in this show has never been very well
Sure.
done, has it?
Has
I
been very
think we can all
consistent, actually.
agree that,
It's
these
like
writers, they are talented people, and I've interacted with them briefly, and they're nice guys. They're not the right people to be,
yeah.
creatively driving and writing for this show, are they?
It's like what I told you. How Ray could defeat Kylo Ren. That didn't make any
Yeah.
sense.
But it's true, though, isn't it? Like, these writers, they're not the right people for the job. I think that's a safe point to make, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
You know?
it made no sense. But with all the sisters' help and friends' help, yeah, it could have worked. I mean, but no, they wasted that
Yeah.
episode. To be honest.
I could rewrite the episode if you want, do it properly.
Yeah.
Would you all read
That's a
it?
good idea.
Uh,
Maybe, yeah. I be honest here. I mean, I think by this moment it's pretty obvious. I'm not into fanfics anymore, to be honest. Most of all for the lack of time, But yeah, I will read it. I promise I will read it. Yeah.
I probably would get it too.
That's all right then. Yeah.
oh yeah. Gotta go pretend talking about chronological order. We actually did out of chronological order because Curse of the Candy Goblin is season 3 in the Casa Grandes, and New Haunts is season 1 of the Casa Grandes.
Oh, I didn't even remember that one.
Yeah, it's a pretty good episode. It's way better than the Curse of the Candy Goblin. Honestly.
Okay. Do you want to sort of elaborate on a bit more on that one since you've seen it?
Yeah. It's basically like Ronnie Ann and Sig invited to a 6th grade party, and they're super excited about it. They got their costumes and stuff, and they mess it up entirely.
I think I might have seen that
Party.
actually. Yeah.
Oh
I've
yeah,
seen the episode and it's quite entertaining though.
yeah. Of course, I love Sid's costume in here. The lobster Sid is by far my favorite costume by Sid. Of
Yeah,
course.
Lobster City kind of look cute.
Yeah. And there's a
See,
big party at the
well,
skate park. My fault.
Let's face it, dude. Seeds and Adeline are the best of the Casa Grande.
Oh yeah, of course. Absolutely.
If we're going to talk about the worst, I think we can pick one from some of those spooky themed episodes.
What?
Which one?
Any of those spooky episodes, either from the Loud House and the Casa Grandes.
What?
The spooky episodes. Well, the one I can remember, maybe not so spooky, but maybe with that theme is that episode where Lincoln and Clyde meet their hero of Ark.
Oh,
Remember?
are you for real?
And Clyde becomes disappointed because it's not real.
Oh, that.
Oh yeah. Argue for real was really. I wasn't really a fan of that.
Yeah, it's kind of like a never meet your heroes type of episode where it's supposed to be like fake.
And if I think about it, maybe that was a little teasing about ghosts are real because they count a real ghost,
I mean, ghosts are real like season 7 and 8, so yeah.
No. What I said is that episode was a teasing that to show that the ghosts are real in that world.
And yeah, it came true. It was. All ghosts are real.
If you think about, if you think that's bad, imagine the Casa Grandes episode "Bad Clock."
Look.
Yeah, with Sergio of all characters.
Bad Clock.
Yeah, they really liked using Sergio a lot, didn't they? Secret.
Yeah, I was having.
And he's beyond redeemable, if you ask me.
I wouldn't say he's beyond redeemable. I'd just say he was overused. Yeah.
Kind of flip.
I really think the spookiest thing in the Casa Grandes is the grandma. She literally has a camera. She literally has cameras everywhere. That's really spooky.
Yeah.
I mean, if we want to talk about the spookiest thing in the Casa Grandes, I think we sort of have to mention the literal demonic god of the underworld from the movie Akumu, don't we?
Yeah. Oh, that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of has to qualify, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand why he looks like, he looks really like a demonic god. Why the others don't? Why Pongwari and his family doesn't?
Well, I don't know. Well, they're not. Well, he's a demon from I'm guessing hell. Whereas they're one of them's a sun god, isn't there? One of them's like a moon god and that sort of thing. They're like sort of they're human gods,
Yeah.
whereas he's like a demonic god.
So true, so true.
Also, they can shapeshift when they're in their full god form. Well, yeah, we've seen Pungwari transform to like coyotes,
like a
and stuff
coyote
like
into an owl. All that.
Who's to say? And here's a little plot twist: who's to say that their human forms are their true forms? It might be just what they use to interact in front of humans. They might have a completely different form.
They're simply demigods.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pungwari's a demigod. I think the other two are full gods.
Well, about the Kumu, he has lava minions that can be beaten by humans.
Well, yeah.
Honestly, it's kind of dumb. I don't know how they can get
well, then again, they were very wacky-looking lava minions, weren't they? And to be honest, you know what they did at the end of the Casa Grandes movie? I wish they would have done that in No Time to Spy with the Loud family. Like, fuck me, you had with all those henchmen. Yeah,
I mean, they are lava minions. I mean, humans shouldn't even be able to get close to them.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you've got, I don't know, some of them like Lola and Lynn Jr., for example, when their strength is used. Lola beat up a giant trash monster, and Lynn can lift up a house on top of them, so there is that.
Yeah. I mean, I think the only thing that tops about the lava minions is the Loud family beating minions in the No Time for Spy movie.
Well, they don't actually fight them. That's the problem. Like, they could have done an awesome fight scene, but instead they just it's just so anticlimactic. You know what I mean?
Lisa sends her daddy to face them unarmed, literally unarmed.
Yeah. But didn't she have some other sort of plan to distract them and beat them, though, from what I remember?
That was pretty cruel of Lisa, to be honest.
Yeah, but from what I remember, wasn't that part of some plan to distract and beat them, though? From what
I mean, she gave Lenny a little lipstick, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's, to be honest,
you don't give Lenny that kind of stuff.
I do get the praise of No Time to Spy. It has a lot of great strengths as a movie. But the more I look back at it does have a few sort of overlooked or ignored flaws now that I think about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
what was the name of the evil lady?
Fifi Dufu.
Fifi. To be honest, I'll be honest here. She's really spooky when she's, all evil. She's really spooky. And to be honest, I really like her as a character because she doesn't seek to, to conquer the world, to be the evil. No, it's totally personal. I want revenge on you because you took my husband, and I want you to suffer.
Yeah. And you know what? That's a little bit of a cool idea I just thought of there. Like, think about it. That original, what's his name, Mr. Dufu from the past, he was sent up to die in space in a rocket years ago. Who else was given that same fate in the show?
That one...
No, Lincoln was close to, but they had to.
No, but remember, blinded by science. Dr. Linnaeus.
I don't remember.
The evil scientist who experimented on Flip.
Yeah.
And remember, here's a little fun idea. When she ends up in space, she immediately her rocket is right next to another rocket, and it has a skeleton of that guy who was sent up years ago. And she's like, oh shit, I need to get back to Earth fast. That would be a funny little bit of fan art right there.
Yeah, to be honest. You can imagine Lincoln, when Lincoln was sent to space, watching the other space and maybe watch the bones.
Yeah, you could imagine that as well. But yeah.
But yeah, that was, when you really think about it, that was really a horrible ending.
Yeah. Well, you'd die from asphyxiation alone up in space, wouldn't you? So, yeah, it wouldn't be very nice.
Or let's say the rocket has enough air. It's starvation.
Maybe. Well, either way, it's waiting until you run out of something, then you die.
Yeah, I mean, wow. The movie didn't say it, but that was pretty,
dark.
Spooky. Yeah, that was pretty dark.
Oh yeah, it's ideas and concepts. When you get older, it stops being like the horrific imagery and jump scares that gets to you, and it's the ideas and the frightening ideas and concepts. That's what hits you harder when you're older.
Yeah, I really think the only what was the name, the scare time was when Lori and Lenny, you remember when they were looking for the money and they encountered the skeleton, the plastic skeleton, and they both screamed. That was a screamer, right?
Okay, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, the only one the series got, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. And they could do another screamer, I guess. That would be a funny way to do a bit of a spooky humor into the show.
Yeah.
I mean, does anyone remember those old KFC adverts? Yeah, the one where it's like a car going across the road and like little.
Oh yeah, that one.
And it's some big green. Like.
Oh yeah, that ad. Yeah. Horrifying.
Yeah.
And
you remember?
it will wake you up. Yeah, great idea for a commercial.
There is one scene I like to do maybe someday. In a peak, a personal peak. You remember that episode of the Amazing World Gumball when Anais, his sister, wants to go watch a horror movie, but he doesn't want to take her, and he says, "Okay, let's test you to see if you can handle it." And a fish appears, and Anais is like horrified. Don't you remember that?
All right, I think vaguely.
That he tells Anais, okay, imagine this, all is quietly, and now boom, a fish appears in the screen, and that's really, when I watch it, that's what.
Yeah.
And Anais is petrified. Well, it's an example, of an screamer.
Yeah. All right. So I suppose now that we've sort of elaborated on all the main Halloween episodes that we've actually seen, I suppose we could talk about a couple of other, I guess, spooky themed episodes that could be considered a little bit Halloween centric. Like we already spoke about Argue for Real. I suppose there's a few others, like we could talk about, I don't know, She's All Bat or something like that. I mean, I remember that being a pretty good episode. Probably one of the better Morticians Club episodes, because they don't usually get the best episodes, do they? But a big part of that was Lola. She carried that, obviously.
Episode.
Yeah.
What about that where Clyde and Lincoln are all alone in the city?
Oh, that's when they think there's like a zombie apocalypse going on, but it turns out they're just like thinking it, and their dads are just after them. That sort of thing.
Yeah, that's a pretty good episode to be honest.
It's all right.
Because most of Oakland County, Michigan was under a severe thunderstorm or tornado warning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they thought, it was a classic. They thought it was an apocalypse, but it was all in their heads, sort of plot. It was all right.
And I know, sorry. I just noticed something. If you see that, like they don't remember when they did in past episode, but you remember that episode where Lisa had machines to know if there were going to be a tornado when they are on the basement?
Yeah.
Why Lisa didn't know there was a tornado this time?
I don't know.
Probably the city government has it.
Probably not like a.
Yeah, they don't have a good follow-up,
National Weather Service.
Yeah. I suppose another
what
episode
about that time travel episode?
Oh my God, no!
What time trap?
Please don't get started with. Don't get me started with Time Trap.
I mean, I actually don't mind Time Trap particularly. I mean, it's not my favorite episode or anything. I know Juvenile Imagination. It's one of his absolute favorite episodes of the show. Believe it or not.
That was like lazy writing there.
Because I mean, you watch the Loud Kids be disappearing, but in the end, that's not going to happen. They're going to return. They will not be. They will not be. Permanent consequences.
I guess they could have found a way to increase the tension of the narrative. I will give it that. To make it a little bit more suspenseful. Like, oh wow, how they're going to get out of this sort of thing? Because. Yeah, you never really felt any tension in the story, did you? That is one of the flaws I think you did have.
And to be honest, since the episode where Lisa builds a time machine, from that moment, I thought, oh my God, now it doesn't matter what they do. Lisa literally have rewind time, you know?
Well, again, that was already a thing, though, wasn't it? Remember, in season 3's The Mad Scientist, it was only a brief thing, but she travelled in time in that one, didn't she?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I
So
told
it's
you.
since season 3, we've established that Lisa can travel in time and undo the plot. In that episode, she literally undid the plot. She went back to the beginning of the episode and said, okay, that plot didn't happen in the timeline now. So that was already a thing since season 3. Time Trap didn't establish that.
It was like a total cop out.
They lost character development at all because Lisa could have said, okay, I'm sorry, I was wrong, that's it, please let me come back. No, let's rewind time and nothing happened. I mean...
Yeah, I would have preferred if she'd went back and sort of apologised to him. But it is what it is. It's not complete loss of character development because Lisa still did learn her lesson.
Loss of character development, if you ask me, because she could have grown from that. That's more character development. Yeah. And maybe in the future episodes, you'll be like, oh, maybe this wouldn't be a good idea. I feel like that is a loss. I would argue that is loss of character development.
Yeah. But it is the problem with the show. There are so many different writers that there's going to be massive inconsistencies because they're not all going to be on the same page on these little details regarding continuity and characterization and character development. That they're going to like miss out on each other's like stuff that they've done. And so a character can learn something in one episode and kind of forget it conveniently in the next to make a plot work, especially because one writer did something, another writer might have missed that and thought, oh, that didn't happen. That's one of the problems with having so many writers on this show.
Okay. Well, one question. I'm sorry, one question. That since we're talking about, a scary and spooky thing, which sister do you think is the most scariest of all the sisters? The most dangerous.
Oh, probably
Luan.
Yeah, Luan. I knew you were going to say Luan. Yeah.
In terms of schemes, Luan. In terms of anger, probably Lola or Laurie. In terms of pure strength and brawn, Lynn Jr. It really depends on the situation.
But to be honest, I think maybe Lynn, Lola, or
Lisa as well would be another one.
Oh yeah. Lisa
can create some.
Actually, to be honest, most of them have their moments. Like you could just as easily argue Lucy because she's got actual magic now. To be honest, it's a very debatable topic. The real answer to that question is whatever the plot demands, whatever the writer and the plot wants to, whoever they want to be the most dangerous sibling is the most dangerous sibling, and that is the bottom line. Cop out answer, but it's true.
Yeah. Well, I really think only Luan gets to be sadistic,
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Especially on Apocalypse.
Yeah.
I mean...
that was really spooky, to be honest, that episode. Where when all the family went to a hotel, they took Luan to a clown camp, remember?
Yeah, Fool's Paradise, I know.
Yeah. No, they didn't trick her, but, or they did.
No, it's trick then.
Yeah, she's really sadistic, to be honest, and I love her for that.
Well, she's not been that way in recent seasons. Like don't really do a lot of April Fool's episodes anymore. I think because a lot of people didn't like them or something.
Yeah, I mean, there were times when they really went very far. I can.
I mean, again, do you guys all like the April Fool's episodes? Do you like that?
I like them.
Do you like the prank episodes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, but in those episodes is when what we discussed before it happens. The parents does nothing. I mean, Rita can tell her, Luan, no, stop.
Yeah, well, here's the problem. Not only are they very free-range parents, I don't think they're physically capable of disciplining their children. We've seen, there was an episode where Lynn Jr. was physically manhandling her father to get the TV remote, and we saw an episode where Lana was beating up Rita in mud wrestling. We know the daughters are stronger than the parents. They cannot control them.
No, they can't.
No.
But sort of going back to my point, you all like the pranking episodes, yeah? You all think they're quite funny and like generally well written, right?
Yeah.
Now, how many of you have heard of House of Fun?
You know that now that I think about it, that could be a really good episode. Maybe just listen. When Lisa maybe by some mistakes creates a machine that turns them, more brave, and they start to act like parents, and all the sisters start, bugging Lisa to change them back. We're not free anymore. That would be a really nice episode, I believe.
To be honest, at this point, I just want the Loud House to end after season 10 or 11. I don't think the people running the show now are the right people for the job. And, the fact that nobody's into it anymore proves that. I think it needs a reboot because it has so much more potential. We all know this. And it's not going to... It won't achieve it in this run. It's not going to... We all agree it's not going to achieve its full potential in this run, right?
Yeah.
No.
And there you go. It needs a reboot.
Wait.
And you know.
Yeah, that was a long tangent. Jesus. We were talking about Halloween episodes the entire time.
Yeah, to be honest, we haven't really got that much to say about them because we haven't even watched some of them. It's like we always go on tangents. We've sort of said the gist of like what we think about the episodes, the Halloween themed episodes we have seen. To be honest, it was always a bit of a thin stretched topic, but that's fine because we always go on.
Yeah, so little Halloween episodes. There's not much you can talk about them. Besides the most popular one being Tricked, and the best ones, the Country Brownies.
It wasn't you. Yeah, it was Brody who suggested this, wasn't it? And I think you sort of were one of the guys who agreed with it. Yeah, and I was sort of thinking it could be interesting, but it will be a bit of a thin topic compared to but that's fine because, to be honest, I don't mind this one being a bit of a shorter podcast because, to be perfectly honest, I've got to go out shortly. So what I'll say now is, has anyone got any thoughts on any other Halloween or even just spooky-themed episodes from the show, just to sort of wrap things up?
I have to say this, like, for fandom stuff, like all that supernatural stuff, what the fans are doing, that's fine. For the show, just like make it more not less supernatural, less spooky. Still spooky, but keep the supernatural stuff with the fandom stuff.
Yeah. As for me, I will say that if there are going to be, maybe one or two more Halloween special, I would like to see them, about maybe the Morticians Club. I think they deserve an episode of Halloween theme, and maybe one with with other characters, not the family or Lincoln's friends,
Yeah.
But most of all with the Morticians, because I mean it's Halloween. Why are not in the episode,
Well, I guess they did they did get She's All Back. They did get the Winning Spirit. These are sort of like they have that kind of theme to them, and they had Haunted House Call. And if I'm not mistaken, some of them did appear in what clips I have seen of the Curse of the Candy Goblin. Again, I haven't seen the full episode, but I think they were involved in that.
Yeah.
So they have had involvement in Halloween-themed stories.
I think one member of the Morticians Club appears in Great Lake Freakouts, being Boris. His name is Boris or something else. I forgot.
Oh, was it that? It might have been that where they appeared. I know it was one of the Grandest special.
It was one member that appeared with them, I think.
I think it was Boris. I know he tends to appear. The tall one. I know he tends to appear quite a lot.
Yeah. They're very wasted, to be honest.
There's a lot of things that have been wasted.
Nice ideas, yeah. Yeah, it is Boris.
Yeah. But yeah, you know what? I think we'll wrap it up here. Believe it or not, we're still about 45 minutes long at this point, which is one of the shorter podcasts we've done, but still not bad. It's still a decent length.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll leave you guys to it. Loud House themed, Halloween themed podcast. Let us know your thoughts. I'll see you guys next time. Yeah.